23 years back, the President of the United States declared MCA scheme for safeguarding the US national security interest. Later on, in 2004, the US government enacted a law under which it formed a national budget to disburse in different countries to promote US security interests. Initially, the budget was disbursed or provided to the very least developed countries which were infected by civil wars and internal conflicts. In Africa, South America, but later on it was expanded to the Asian countries too. The experiences of the implementation of the MCC project, however, was not pleasant or good in every country. Even the initially selected countries either rejected the project or there was big controversy in their own countries. Despite all these controversies and debates, the government of the United States persuaded to move on gradually. As stated by the President of the United States 23 years back, it was made an integral part of US broad security strategy. As I stated, the President of the United States had clearly stated while opening the MCA, the MCC schemes was the part of broad US security interest to safeguard the influence of the United States all over the globe. Later on, it was extended in the Pacific region. In the course of time, the government of the United States developed further the MCC projects as the broad security strategy to promote, accelerate the US influence both from the point of militarization or to hold to develop the US influence all over the world. In the course of time, when the United States emphasized on looking the east or to focus on Indo-Pacific region, Nepal also was brought under the project of Millennium Challenge Corporation. Though it sounds the Millennium Challenge Corporation was an independent body, but it was or it is an integral part of the US government strategic move. The foreign minister or the secretary of state is the chairperson of the MCC national organization. When the rivalry or competition between the big powers shifted towards Indo-Pacific region, then Nepal was also considered a strategic point to operate. As all of us know, the geopolitical strategic location of our country provides ground for big powers to operate both in our big neighbors and some of the other countries. When we talked about the MCC project in Nepal, when I studied the main Millennium Challenge Compact scheme and several agreements, including the implementation agreement and several other agreements made by MCA Nepal with various ministry and departments of the government Nepal, we can find many provisions which are oriented to maximize the US security interest and to promote its strategic move in this region. Thus, the MCC project itself, as also stated by the high-level officials and ministers of the United States, is an integral part of Indo-Pacific strategy of the USA. There are several clauses, both in the main agreement, implementation agreement, and several other understanding agreements and letters which were exchanged between the government of Nepal and United States, clearly show the MCC project, despite its economic and development cover, the government of United States has taken it as foreign policy promotion combined with security strategy. We can find it very clearly, not only on agreement and understanding, but when we study the documents and statements made by the ministers and higher authorities of the United States, it is very clear that the project, its implementation, operation, and even after 5 years, when the project schemes will be completed, but some of the provisions and the control and presence of the authorities of the United States will remain in Nepal. That is very serious. We can imagine or we can think, if the project was only an economic development project, why in the main agreement it is stated that if any agency, any government authority of Nepal adopt policy, program, activities contrary to the vital national interest or security interest of the United States, the project may be terminated unilaterally. And the provisions of the agreements and understanding even made between the government of Nepal and the United States are not, they have not been made public. I think many people even do not know what is written in dozens of understandings and agreements. Only the main compact agreement and the implementation agreement have been made public. Other agreements and understandings and later exchange between both governments are yet to be made public. I think they will not they will never make those agreements and understandings public. Thus, the Millennium Challenge Corporation itself was a product to protect decreasing US influence or to overcome the obstacles created by other emerging powers, both in the Indo-Pacific region and other parts of the globe. Thus, this has been the political, security, economic, strategic move of the United States. According to our constitution, Nepal cannot join any such strategic alliance. The article of constitution, the article 51D restricts the government of Nepal not to enter in such a security strategic treaty or agreements. Despite this kind of constitutional provision, some of the leaders of our country and then Prime Minister, they tried their best to ratify this agreement. Now this is in operation. Though public opposition, dissatisfaction is still in the country, and the voice against the provisions which are detrimental to our national independence, dignity, and interest, the government, especially this coalition government of the Nepali Congress and the CPN-UML, seem very active to carry on all the operation and implementation activities of this NCC project. Thus, it is not only the economic development project as being stated by some of the leaders of the Nepali Congress, CPN-UML, and others. Actually, all the facts clearly show the MCC project, not only in Nepal, but globally, is a part of US global security strategy, including Indo-Pacific strategy. That's why, as a Nepali citizen, patriotic citizen, we are very much concerned, though we are not in opposition to take international assistance, that may be loan or grant, but such loans and grants as the Constitution of Nepal should be according to the national interest of Nepal. No one can go beyond the constitutional provision, but unfortunately, it happened in our country. With these words, I would like to congratulate the organizers and hope the deliberations in this seminar will be very fruitful and may contribute to sensitize the citizenry towards the national interest of Nepal. Also, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the foundation and especially Honorable former Prime Minister Jhalnath Khanal for inviting me to say a few words in this plenary and also giving opportunity to speak me later on. Thank you very much. Namaste.